Hello, geometry students. Yesterday in your lesson, you learned how to find the surface area of prisms and cylinders, and you talked about the lateral area and the total surface area. Today in our lesson, we're going to talk about surface area of pyramids and cones. When we do this lesson, we're going to focus on our regular pyramids, and so we need to look at a regular pyramid. And a regular pyramid has a base that's a regular polygon, and the altitude has an endpoint that goes to the center of the base. So when you look at your diagram below, from the vertex to the base is going to be your altitude or the height of the triangle, and in our example on our left, it goes to the center. In the example on the right, it does not go to the center. That one on the right is a non-regular pyramid. We're going to have to find the lateral area and the total surface area of our pyramids and our cones. And so when you're looking at your lateral area, you have to look at your lateral faces. And notice your lateral faces in a pyramid are going to be triangles. And within that triangle, we have this dotted line here. That is the height of that triangle. That is the slanted height of the pyramid. Slanted height. And so when we are using the slanted height in our formulas, L will be the letter to represent our slanted height. You have a couple of formulas in your notes packet to calculate the lateral area of the pyramid and the total surface area. I will reference those while I'm doing these problems. I'm going to actually find my lateral area by just seeing how many triangles I have. If you would like to use the formula, I will talk about that briefly. So in example number 1, we're asked to find the lateral area and the total surface area. So when I go to find my lateral area, those would be the shapes that go around the base. And so I have a pentagon, so I'll have 5 triangles is what I'm going to have there. A pentagon is my base, so when I do my lateral area, I'm going to have 5 triangles. So now my LA, my lateral area, I have 5 triangles. .7 is the base of the triangle. The height of the triangle is 15. That's also called the slanted height. And then divide by 2. So now I'm going to go ahead and punch that into my calculator. And I'm going to get 326.3 inches squared. Now, if you're somebody that likes to use formulas, I won't give these formulas to you on the quizzes and tests, but up here we have perimeter times slanted height divided by 2. So, we're basically going to do the same thing, guys. You've got your side, which is 8.7. To find the perimeter of it, you have 5 of them, 5 sides, and then you're going to times it by your slanted height, which is 15, and then divide by 2. So do you guys see here? You got your same numbers as you did when we did our number of triangles. Next thing we're going to need to do now is we need to find our total surface area, and I think I'm going to go over here, total surface area. Okay, I'm going to need my lateral area, plus I only have 1 base this time. Yeah, on our last lesson, on prisms you had 2 bases. So my total surface area, my LA was 326.3 plus this time, on computer, okay, I'm back. I think it's working now. Let's try this. There we go. I lost my train of thought. I'm working on my base and it's a pentagon, so I need to do my apithum times my perimeter divided by 2. And so they do give me my apithum right here. Great. And I can calculate my perimeter pretty easy. Total surface area equals, I'm writing down all my steps here, 326.3 plus apithum was 6 times, to calculate my perimeter, I need to take 8.7 times the number of sides, which is 5, and then divided by 2. My total surface area, my LA is 326.3 plus, go ahead and punch this into your calculator. I'm getting 130.5. Okay, so now go ahead and add those all together. TSA. Total surface area is 456 and 8/10 inches squared. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to the next problem. I tell you what, for number 2, I think I'm just going to give you the answer to this and then we can move on to our next one. So I'm looking for my LA. If you want to do this one on your own or maybe before a test or a quiz, you could. 266.7 centimeters squared, and then total surface area ends up being 400.0 centimeters squared. Let's take a look at example number 3. All right, so I need to go and calculate my LA. So in this example, I have a triangular pyramid, and so when I go to do my LA, I'm looking at this triangle right here. This is great. This is 15, and they give me 20. So I'm going to have 3 triangles, and to find one triangle, I'm going to take 15 times 20 divided by 2. So LA equals, go ahead and multiply that out. I'm getting 450 centimeters squared. All right, so now I need to go ahead and do my total surface area, TSA. I'm going to take my lateral area, which is 450, plus I'm going to have one triangle base, right? Now, if you want to take a minute and pull this triangle out, you can. I'm going to do that. It's going to be 15, 15, 15. So when I go to find that area of that base, I am going to need the height of that triangle. This is going to be 7.5. These are all 60, remember? So those are going to be 30. So this is going to be 7.5 root 3. We should be pretty good at those 30, 60, 90s by now. So now I'm going to go ahead and do my total surface area. I still have my lateral area, which is 450, plus I'm going to do one base, which is a triangle, so I need the base of the triangle, which is 15, times the height of the triangle, which is 7.5 root 3, and then I'm going to divide by 2. Go ahead and punch that into your calculator. I still got 450 for my LA, and then I'm getting 97.4. So now I'm going to add those two together, and that gives me 547.4 centimeters squared. Okay, let's move on and look at surface area of cones. And so we have right cones that the altitude makes a right angle with its base, and so your altitude is going to the center of the base, which is a circle and a cone. And then you have oblique cones where your altitude is not going to the center point. Obviously it's going to also be at a right angle, but it does not go to the center point. You again have a slanted height. This is your altitude. Your slanted height is slanted, and it is called L. To find the lateral area of a cone, the formula is pi RL. And then surface area is always the same. It's always whatever the LA is plus a base, and in this instant it is going to be the circle. So let's take a look at our example. Find the lateral area and the surface area. So to find lateral area, you need pi r and the slanted height. I can see in this cone, 5 is the radius of my base. I'm going to need my slanted height. So I hope you know that the short leg, this is my short leg, is going to be 2, the hypotenuse is 2 of the short legs. So this is going to be 10. LA, lateral area, pi, 5 is your radius, slanted height is 10. So go ahead and punch that into your calculator. I get 157 and 1/10 feet squared. Now I shouldn't need a total surface area formula because I know for my total surface area, it's just all of the parts going around it, so I would need my LA. How many bases do I have? I only have one base. So plus one base, which is a circle, and I did have circle, I think, on that last slide. We don't need to write that down. We can see that's a circle. Total surface area. So I'm going to get my lateral area, which is 157.1, plus I need the area of a circle, pi r squared, 5 squared. So this is all the work that I'm showing, and I'm showing it in detail, and I'm having it organized. Total surface area, my LA, my lateral area, 157.1, 25 times pi, 78.5, and now go ahead and add those together to get your total surface area, 235.6 feet squared. All right. You students have a great afternoon and evening, and I will see you in class tomorrow.